She don't see us? You see me?
Yeah. Yes, I see you. You see me?
Hell yeah, I see you. Both of us sitting here.
The City Health Insurance Institute will, as of April 1st, 1933, no longer reimburse the cost for treatment by Jewish physicians. Berlin Commissioner of Health, March 31st, 1933. All district offices of Berlin are instructed to dismiss immediately all teachers who have Jewish blood. Superintendent of Berlin Public Schools, April 1st, 1933. An Aryan clause is to be introduced into the bylaws of all German sports and gymnastic clubs. It is not to be applied to those who fought at the front of the First World War or lost someone in the war. Sports Commissioner of the Reich, April 25th, 1933. Jews may change their names only to other Jewish names. Prussian Interior Minister, May 13th, 1933. Performance of Jewish actors is not permitted. Directive of the Ministry of the Reich for Popular Enlightenment and Propaganda, March 5th, 1934. Entrance of Jews to public bathing and swimming facilities is forbidden. The City Council of Augsburg, July 19th, 1935. Jews are forbidden from entering public bathing facilities, sports halls, and the like. Mayor of Dortmund, July 25th, 1935. The first steps that the Nazis took in their genocide was to remove Jewish people from public life. I have just read a few of the many laws and ordinances that were used to remove Jewish people from public life. I chose the ones which to me struck a chord with the current laws that are being passed against transgender people throughout the United States. If you cannot see how the legal steps that are currently being taken are the beginnings of a genocide against transgender people, I implore you to read more about the Holocaust.
The origins of this one are actually incredibly sad. So the rumor got started that they were passing out cat litter to use in classrooms, and then the right wing just made up this thing that there were furries in schools and they were installing cat litter boxes for people who identify as cats. So in Jefferson County, Colorado, that would be the county that Columbine happened in, started stockpiling cat litter after some kids were confined to their classroom for 4.5 hours during a lockdown, and they had to piss in buckets. So the school collected litter so that the next time the kids were confined to their classrooms during a lockdown, they could take a piss in a bucket and it wouldn't smell too much like piss if they had to be in there for another 4.5 hours. So yeah, there you go. There's the super sad origin story of one of the dumbest rumors ever to come out of the right wing.
Good morning, it's Sunday. I want to help you with something. The tolerance paradox. The paradox of tolerance disappears if you look at tolerance not as a moral standard, but as a social contract. If someone does not abide by the terms of the contract, then they are not covered by it. In other words, the intolerant are not following the rules of the social contract of mutual tolerance. Since they have broken the terms of the contract, they are no longer covered by that contract, and their interference should not be tolerated. Do not tolerate intolerance. They've broken the social contract. Hail Satan and praise the science.
Will you still use these after you learn the history behind them? Bedwenchins once referred to black women who were forced to have sex with enslavers, and now it's used to attack our women who date interracially. When there's an easy victory, some call it a cakewalk, but the term has racist roots. It began as enslaved people mocked whites rhythmless dancing, but became a competition that enslavers did, offering cake as the prize before becoming popular in minstrel shows. Commonly used words that begin with black carry negative connotations often associated with evil or disgrace, like blackballed and blacklisted. Meanwhile, words starting with white often imply purity or decency. Researchers say these connotations reinforce social norms about us. In real estate, master is commonly used to describe the largest bedroom in a home. In tech, master and slave are used by tech engineers to describe components of hardware and software in which one process or device controls another. Calling a spade means telling it like it is, but it's a racially coded term for blackness. Harlem Renaissance writers used the word first until it was stolen and made into a slur. Language is powerful. Anti-blackness is so sneaky, it's embedded harmful words into our everyday speech. These words remind us that we should take time to question the things the system tries to teach us. We all know schools aren't teaching Black history correctly, and that's what makes Push Black so important. Will you support truthful, empowering Black history content with a donation? Click the link in our bio to donate now.
Hey, do you know what a logical fallacy is? You don't? Well, come listen. Here are some of the top 5 logical fallacies that I see on a daily basis used by people who are not making great arguments. Number 5, the Motte and Bailey. This is an argument where the speaker intentionally blurs the line between two positions. One argument, the Motte, being the most easily defended, and the other, the Bailey, the one that's kind of harder to defend. We must eradicate transgenderism. You just said you wanted to eradicate trans people? No. I said transgenderism. I didn't mean trans people. Right. Number 4. This one's hard to say. The post hoc ergo propter hoc. It basically means conflating correlation over causation. Socially and medically transitioning helps trans people. Oh, really? Explain the 50% suicide rate then. The suicide rate has nothing to do with being trans. It has to do with society accepting them. Oh. Number 3, the slippery slope fallacy. This is an argument that suggests allowing one action will eventually lead to other actions that are normally more heinous than the beginning one. We should allow gay people to get married. Oh, really? Then what's next? People marrying their dogs? When will it end? Okay. Number 2, this one is super common. I see it all the time. The straw man argument. This is where somebody purposely misunderstands your argument and simplifies it so it's easier for them to destroy. I think we should have stricter gun laws. What? So you just want to ban all guns? You want the government to be the only ones allowed to have guns? You only want cops to have guns. Like, you don't want people to have guns. What if they come and try to hurt you? That's not what I said. No, you just want to ban all guns for law-abiding citizens and not only the criminals have them. And number 1, the most commonly used logical fallacy, the ad hominem. This is an argument that attempts to discredit the argument by attacking the person's character instead of the actual thing they're saying. Oh yeah? Where'd you learn that? At your liberal college because you're a libby lib. I can't even listen to anything you have to say because you're just a dumb lib. Okay, I think I've heard enough. Hope this was helpful. Have a good night, y'all, and stay left. Hey, want to learn some more logical fallacies? Stay tuned. Thank you for the comments on the last video. Here are some ones that you guys brought up. Number 5, no true Scotsman. This is also known as the appeal to purity fallacy. This is an argument where somebody indicates that a whole group of people all behave in a certain way, or that they all share a trait in some way, and people who do not behave in that same way or have that trait are not a part of their group. Trans folks who use neopronouns are a part of the community. No way! Real trans people don't use neopronouns. They're just fake trans people. Okay, Calvin. Number 4, red herring. This is when somebody purposely presents irrelevant information alongside relevant information in hopes to distract you. So y'all just gonna dismantle the ICWA, like, under our noses, like we're not gonna fucking notice? Yeah, but did you hear the shooter had pronouns? Did you just say yeah? Pronouns. Number 3, HD generalization. This is when somebody makes an argument about a group of people, but their sample size is way too small. I'm okay with Jim Crow laws coming back because all black people are bad. What? Where did you get that from? Well, when I was in school, there was this black boy who was, like, super mean to me, and he always picked on everybody. He was, like, the biggest bully. So just because one black person, when you were kids, made fun of you, you despise all black people? You don't see the gigantic leap you just made? Number 2, appeal to authority. This is an argument where somebody claims something is true only because a person with authority said so. Trump was only criminally charged because he was planning on running against Joe Biden next election. Who said that? Tucker Carlson. And you believe him? Of course I do. He's on the news. You think they'd just let any dumbass on the news? Yeah. And number 1, I practice saying this. The tu quoque. This is when somebody tries to draw attention away from one of their own faults by pointing it out in you. This is also known as the appeal to hypocrisy fallacy. Sorry, Frank, this is a no bigotry zone. You gotta go. So much for the tolerant left. You're doing the exact same thing I'm doing by kicking me out. Right, not letting you radiate your bad vibes in my space is the same thing as you wanting to exterminate groups of people. Okay. You're so intolerant. You're just an intolerant bully, and you're a liar, and a hypocrite, and a— Go away, bitch. Anyway, hope you learned something. Have a good night, and stay left.